What's up, everybody? I got 4 beautiful ladies for y'all tonight. Let's get it. And we are live. I always messed that up. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Purple Pod episode 88, the number one show in the world for dating. Make sure to like the video on y'all's way in, though. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell so y'all can be ready for our next live shows that are going to be coming up. Follow us on the podcast Instagram as well and go add these beautiful ladies because they drove all the way out here, so we got to show them some love back. You can watch this show live right now on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, or YouTube all at the same time. If you want to show support, you can do that by hitting the join button. I think it might be turned off right now because we're demonetized. It's not why y'all think. The Matrix is not attacking us. It's okay, guys. It's just because of some other bullshit. But no, it'll be monetized again in probably a couple of days. But yeah, if you can't super chat in any of your questions, just type your questions into the chat and we'll read them tonight since we can't do the super chats. We're now on all audio platforms though as well, guys, which is like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to add the Instagram though right now. Go add these beautiful ladies. I really want to show them some love since they're showing some love to us while driving all the way out here. Shout out to my producer tonight. We got Donnie in the house. I really appreciate you, bro. And shout out to Johnny, our awesome manager.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for helping out, bro. But to start, ladies, we always just go with your name, your age, your education level, what you do for work, and your relationship status. Let's start on this side.
I am Jasmine Victoria. I am a teaching artist and a full-time poet. My education is some college associate's degree, and that's it.
The relationship status, did you say that?
Single.
Single?
Yes.
Single? Like what kind of single?
Because there's like a single.
Okay, so like you're not sleeping with anybody?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because sometimes there's like single, but like I'm still like having sex with someone, so it's like there's like 2 different kinds of singles.
And age?
Yeah, age?
31.
31. And what did you say that you did for work? Or you're a teacher, you said?
I'm a teaching artist, so I teach poetry and how to heal through the arts.
Teaching artist. So like where is that? Is there like a place or is it for school?
It's a nonprofit organization called Big Thought, and we have after school programs for different schools all around the DFW, and we teach all types from we have rappers who teach kids how to rap. I teach poetry. We have artists, dancers, actors, all types of people.
Wow, that's really cool. But it's all different types of arts, drama, all that type of stuff. Wow, pretty cool.
Quick question. High school, did you graduate from Booker T?
No, Lakeview Centennial.
Okay, gotcha.
Why did you ask?
Because Booker T is a known art school out here, so...
Gotcha. We do have programs there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, interesting. Very I've never had somebody answer like you did. What about you? What's your name, age, education level, what you do for work, and your relationship status?
My name is Eva, aka Eva Diva. You can find me on Instagram. I have OnlyFans. And I'm 31. I'm from Jersey.
Oh, say less.
What I do for work, I have some online businesses and I do like Airbnb. I write music and I'm in the process of recording music and I model.
Oh, no, that's dope. Yeah, everybody go show some love on the OnlyFans if you're one of those guys, I guess. What about you, though? What's your name? What's your name, age, education level, what you do for work, and your relationship status?
My name is Ariana. I'm 22 years old. As far as work goes, I'm very recently unemployed. So I'm looking for a job right now. And I'm single, but I'm very recently single as well. So
Very recently?
Very, very recent.
Are you celibate right now? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I know. Right now, yes, but very recently I was not. So I wouldn't say I haven't been celibate for a long time.
Okay. No, that was I'm confused, but yeah. All right. What about you, though? What's your name, age, education level, what do you do for work?
My name is Candace. My age is 31. I am a operations manager for a small trucking company. I braid hair. I am a security guard on the weekend, and I have a podcast called Bird Talk.
That's
BYRD.
Okay. What's your podcast on? Like audio platforms, or do you do YouTube also?
We are working on the audio. We just
We
checked
are- yeah.
that.
It's on Spotify right
It's
now.
on Spotify.
Yeah.
But We do have YouTube and Instagram. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. This is a really good show for y'all, honestly, because like I literally just did a pre-show earlier teaching how to do personal brands and like how to do audio stuff. If y'all didn't know, here's a little fact. You go to buzzsprout.com. Have y'all ever heard of that?
I haven't heard of that one.
Go to buzzsprout.com, and if all you got to do is just upload your audio, or if you had video, like I can download my video podcast and just upload the video there, and it automatically takes the audio out and puts it to all the audio platforms for y'all. So you don't have to worry about applying, and even to apply for Apple and a Spotify and all those other ones, you go to this one page on there and you just click apply, and it just applies for all of them. You might have to fill in like a couple of little things, but like for the most part, it's just click, and then you're done in like a week or two. You're officially being posted on all audio platforms.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously, I'm really happy that y'all actually came on a show tonight. Whenever we're going to be talking about this type of stuff, because I'm going to be giving a lot of advice on this type of shit.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, so to start off, ladies, I want to know, when it comes to building a personal brand. I would say like there's a lot of people trying to build a personal brand, whether it's for a podcast or modeling or OnlyFans, or guys are doing it so they can start their own podcast, or so they can also just build their own business, because even to have a good successful business today, you kind of might need to build a personal brand behind it too for it to have good backing. Otherwise, you're building like an online store that you're going to pay for advertising through another influencer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody's building personal brands today. Have y'all had experience with a guy that's building a personal brand in some way, shape, or form, building Instagram, building some type of thing? And if so, what do y'all think about dating those types of guys? Do y'all see yourselves wanting to, in a long-term relationship, be with somebody like this? We'll start with you on this one.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I've dated another poet. We do have a poetry community, a poetry world. We compete together. So I have dated another poet, and it didn't end the greatest, but I would prefer an artist or someone aligned with me. So yeah.
Have you always been in the Dallas area?
Yeah.
Do you know who Street Hymns is?
Street Hymns? Is he a poet?
He's a battle rapper, actually.
Mm-mm.
But he's like very involved in the churches, and he does a lot of volunteer work. That's why I'm surprised that he's not in some other form of the arts area of Dallas. But he's in a lot of churches, and he mostly mentors like young men that like need help in bad areas. So that's probably why. But he's one of the best battle rappers ever.
Oh wow.
The reason why he's so good is because he's a 32-year-old virgin. And like he really stands on that fucking shit. Like really stands on that shit. And like he roasts the shit. Like if you ever battle rap him and you think you're gonna win by just roasting him for being a virgin, he's gonna make you look so stupid for not being one.
Okay,
he's gonna make you feel really dumb for like sleeping around. Yeah. That's what he's really good at, because he's the opposite of that. Okay. But he's a super smart, cool guy, man.
Give me his name again.
Street Hymns.
Hymns.
Yeah, no, he's one of the best battle rappers I've ever heard in my life. Okay. Dead ass. Whether it's Christian or not, the best battle rapper I've ever heard. Dead ass. What about you? Would you ever want to date a guy that was building a personal brand in some way?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like since we're on the same path and stuff like that, it would be a good thing. Sometimes you can clash if like they're lying and they're not really building a brand, like they want to be an entrepreneur, like wannabes. But for the most part, if you're on the same path, it's only a good thing. You'll be like a power couple.
So would you say that there's like a lot of guys that are like doing that, like they're acting like they're building a personal brand, like they're trying really hard, or they went viral and they have like a bunch of followers or something, but or maybe they bought all their followers and it's just all fake? Like, is that very common, you would say?
I think so. I feel like people just like, they might do that because they just want to be seen, or like they don't really have a plan, but they want to act like they're a part of something, so they'll just lie and do that.
That they just want to be seen. Yeah, no.
Like they want to be gang. So
yeah, but then they don't have the hustle behind it, like the actual grit
like,
to
they don't have a plan, they don't have a goal. It's just like
it's just like, I got 100,000 followers because I spent 10 grand. Goofy. What about you? Have you ever dated a guy that was building a personal brand or anything, and like, what'd you think about it?
Yes, I have dated someone who was building a personal brand, and I think it's great. I love being independent. I love that he was an entrepreneur, but I don't like that the image he portrayed on his social media was not the same as the person he was.
He had no integrity.
Yes, that's very unattractive to me.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest problem with the internet today is the integrity issue. Because yeah, it's so easy for you to sit there and get online and act like you're shit, or go viral for something really stupid, and the next thing you know, you're just trying to ride that wave, but you can't ride it by being your real life is really bad or something. That's why I honestly really respect sometimes the people that go super viral and then they stay in their like shitty house or they stay doing all their shitty stuff and they stay like showing, and that's what they're viral for, is like the shittiness of their life. I think that's cool. That's one funny thing about TikTok is there's a lot of people that are really viral for just being losers, and I think that's funny because they never go and try to be fake. Like they never try to go and like turn into anything different. I guess maybe some do, but the ones that my girlfriend sends me, I don't fucking see that. I don't look at TikTok. My girlfriend just sends me videos all the damn time. But what about you? Would you ever want to date a guy that was doing the personal brand thing?
Yes, I would, because I'm in it as well, and so it would be inspiring. Hopefully,
He could teach you stuff.
He could teach me stuff. Yeah, because normally guys want to be the head.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sure he would want to teach me stuff, and he would probably inspire me, to make sure that I'm on my shit every day.
That's actually a really good thing I kind of want to go into then. Like, do y'all really want a guy? Because y'all all kind of said that y'all would be down with the guy that was doing it, which is kind of crazy because I thought that maybe one of y'all would have been like, I like a guy who's not in the light, like stays back and stuff. But y'all all were kind of like, yeah, I would be okay with being. But it's because y'all all kind of are the type of people where you're already out there. What would you say is like a trait, or like you were saying that like you want to be able to look up to a guy? Would y'all say that y'all all want a guy that you can always look up to? Like you want somebody that's a full on leader in the relationship. Like you want him to kind of make decisions and kind of be a leader, and teach you things, like be able to teach you things a lot.
Yes and no. I want him to lead, but I also want us to shut up. I would like us to be equal. Like I don't mind him leading. Yes, please, but you got to show it by action. What are you doing? Are you handling your business? Then I can follow that. But if not, it's like no. I know what I'm doing. Let me get to that. So, but it's yes and no.
Mm-hmm. So like, but it's only no for certain guys because they're not worthy of it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. See, but then at the end of the day, then I feel like it's always a yes. Actually, it's only a no when you pick the wrong man.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So like I would say like you actually do always want a leader. It's just sometimes you might end up with the wrong dude and he doesn't deserve it.
Right. Yeah.
What about you? Like, do you think that you want a leader in a relationship? Like, would you like somebody that's like, somebody you can always learn from?
I'm open to that because I'm open to like always learning new things, but my partner has to respect me. And you can't like cross my boundaries. We have to be on the same path. I think that's really crucial. So like we don't butt heads because I have strong opinions too. So it's about communication. But other than that, I'm open to that.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think? Do you think that you want like a strong leader or like a man that's like teaching you a lot and like leading the relationship?
Yes, I absolutely do. My most recent relationship, I was the leader of the relationship. It was very exhausting, very stressful. It was just terrible. I do want a man to lead the relationship, but I don't want him to lead the relationship blindly.
Okay.
Like I want him to, if he's telling me you should do this, you should do this. I want what he's doing to be working for him as well. Don't just lead me blindly.
Oh, okay. No, that's smart. What about you? Do you want a leader? Do you want a guy that you can learn from? Like, I mean, you kind of just brought up that question, so I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You definitely want that.
Yeah, I want to be inspired. I want to be like, that's my man.
How
go, y'all.
But like at the same time, are you kind of like them though, where you want it to be like really equal though too?
Of course, I want him to respect me.
Yeah.
When I say something, I want him to
hear me
out. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily always be like, girl, please.
You know,
he actually sit there, listen to me, and be like, okay, I'll think about that, or I really think that's a good idea, babe, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about you? Do you want like more equal? You'd say?
Yeah, I do want it to be equal as well. I mean, I do want him to listen to me and hear me out, but I am open to guidance as well, especially if it's an older man or someone who has things more figured out than I do, because I'm still a young woman trying to figure my life out.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say shout out to everybody that's in the chat tonight. Shout out to Cameron Rain, bro. Thank you for coming in, man. Shout out to Anthony Abernathy. Shout out to Brett Westcott, man. I really appreciate all y'all for being in the chat, guys. I wanted to, ask ladies, because y'all all said that, like you really want to equal. Whenever it comes to like equality, like I want to know, like, do y'all even think that we live in like a really equal world, like between men and women? Would you say that like society is equal between men and women? We'll start with you on this one, actually.
I would say, I mean, looking at social media, if that's what we're looking at or referring to, not necessarily.
Well, we're just gonna say like we're gonna say completely in general across the board, just like across the board in all aspects of life, not just social media and stuff like that. Like, would you say like we're pretty equal? Like everything is pretty the same, or do you think
For
everything's
sure.
really different for us?
No, I think everything is getting it's more women bosses nowadays, for sure.
So
we
it's a little
rising.
unequal right now.
We rising.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Well, like what would you think?
I think that men and women have different opportunities for sure.
So
Like a man can make money doing this and that, which a woman could also do the same thing. But there's some things that I would say men can't do to make as much money like a woman can.
yeah, like I can't post a feet pic online and get
That's
money.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I mean, but
like
you
one of
can.
those-
Some
one of
people
those-
may like that.
You
Yeah, it's
can.
an
Very
exception.
true.
We're talking about like
A very
0.01%
handsome
probably.
man, most likely.
Yeah, definitely not my hairy toes. That's for sure. What about you though? Do you think that society's like really equal, or do you think it's like really unbalanced? Like men and women are really different.
I don't think it's equal, but we're always trying to be.
We're always trying to be.
Yeah. We're
Always striving
trying.
for it.
Exactly.
Who's trying to be? Men trying to be equal to women, or women trying to be equal to men?
Women trying to be equal to men because, as they say, it's a man's world. But I think that women are reaching a point where we have a lot of more opportunities than we used to, definitely.
Mhm.
So
Do you think we'll ever be there to be equal?
we're never going to be equal because equal almost means fair, and nothing's fair really in life. But
Yeah,
we can
the
try
world
to.
is really sexist.
Real
Yeah.
quick, real quick.
It is, yeah.
Real quick. If women are trying to be equal, then where does the phrase "pussy is power" come from?
That's women empowerment, trying to uplift ourselves.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh.
the truth.
But it is
Yeah.
the truth. I think it is the truth.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think? Like, do you think it's more equal, or do you think it's like out of balance, like really unequal in the world?
I think it's out of balance, but it's also just dependent on your own perception and who's in your circle. Like if you got friends who are equal to you and you all respect each other and everything like that, then it just depends on who you keep around.
Yeah.
But of course, outside of you, yes, it's
Well,
definitely.
I mean, just the physical. Well, I would say even like your friends, though, it's never been like like it is equal, but it's equal in a different way. It's equal in a yin yang. Like I think that sometimes we look at everything instead of seeing like plus minus and understanding like there's frequencies to things, like there's yin and yang to this stuff. Because the thing is, like guys are powerful. We're very physically powerful. We're extremely physically powerful. Like we could destroy. I could destroy this whole room. I could fuck up all these cameras. Like I'm physically very powerful. I could do a lot of crazy shit. A woman can too, but a big, strong guy, way bigger than me. Oh my god, he could fuck up so much shit. You know, because that's how our power. Our power is really overt. Like y'all's power though is very covert. Like y'all's power is emotional power. Like I don't think that men and women are unequal. I just think that y'all have a different kind of power.
Yeah.
So like it's just maybe because I'm physical and I'm more powerful in the physical realm, that doesn't take away the fact that y'all are hyper powerful in the emotional realm,
Yeah.
like extremely powerful in that realm. And I will never be able to touch that. And I don't think that there should ever be a fight for equality. There should just be an understanding, a recognition of two different types of powers. And like we can be complementary to each other. Like y'all are supposed to use y'all's emotional power to do certain things, like build families and do and bring communities together. And guys are supposed to use their physical power to build physical things and bring hierarchies together to create better things.
Yeah.
So like we should never try to see this as like a whole like wanting it to make it equal or wanting to be equal. Like we were talking about respect, and like all y'all brought up that y'all want respect today. um and it's crazy because it's actually sometimes the other way around, where I would say that like I think that y'all really want love. So my favorite book of the Bible is Ephesians, and the reason why is because they always talk about this cycle between love and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And like the big cycle between those two things is that the woman is to love her man, and then the man is to or the woman is to respect her man, and then the man is to love the woman. And the only reason that like y'all are all saying respect is because y'all are been in imbalanced relationships so much that y'all
Been
think that that's
disrespected.
normal.
Yeah.
But in reality, like if y'all were with real men that like made y'all made y'all fall into your femininity because he was in his masculinity, in his balance.
Yes.
If y'all were in those relationships, y'all would be saying the opposite. Like I really just want a man that loves me, and like you would honestly want that more than the respect. But y'all have been with a lot of guys that didn't deserve y'all in the first place, honestly.
Yeah.
And it really sucks because and it sucks for like guys do this shit too. Like guys will end up in relationships with girls and thinking being all bitter and saying, "Oh, I hate women because I lived with this girl and she held the bills over my head, she did all this stuff." And it's just like, but you lacked understanding of what her desires were, and how they're actually opposite to yours. And she really needs you to be a provider. She really needs you to be a leader and a man. And whenever we force y'all into that position financially, it just fucks up the whole balance of everything. And we always got to remember, we don't blame each other. We need to blame the powers that be, the 1%, because it's their fault that it got to this point. It's not anybody else's fault but the money, the dollar being devalued. Dude, we've only had dollars, like cash, like this for 150 years, like 150 years. Like before that, like there was no money controlling our lives. Like it was based off of like abilities, completely different. I want to ask now though, whenever it comes to like y'all's personal relationships, do y'all want a guy that is going to be like if y'all had to get married, like in the next couple of weeks, or say like the perfect guy come up, like what's an income that like a man needs to make today to be able to give you the life that you truly want? And say like a life where like y'all could stop working, like the old school style, like TradCon life. How much money would that man have to make? Like $200,000 a year, 250, like for you to live like the life that you have right now and you're really happy with, but not have to work anymore. You could raise your families, you could do everything the traditional way or whatever.
But Sergio, they're looking for equality. They're going to pay half the bills.
Well, that's why I want to see if this is a test to see if they would ever give up that, if they would ever give up that want to be equal in that way. Like, would you ever? Is there a certain amount that he would have to make for you to do that?
No, because I'm doing something I truly love. Like I love poetry. I love writing it. I love performing it. So I don't really even have to get paid to do that. That's not really a job. I
like
love it,
you can always have a hobby. Like my girlfriend, she's not just sitting at my house as a slave. She's crocheting as we speak right now. Like she has lots of hobbies, lots of things that she does. So it's not even like she's just not working.
Mm-hmm.
Like she still does other things and she can sell those things and have fun. That like, so you could still have your hobby with this guy who makes $500,000, whatever.
It's not a hobby. It's my purpose. It's my life.
It's your purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a part of my purpose. I will say that. But I really don't think about money like that. I know God takes care of me, and He will bring that person to me, and we will just match up.
If you if you had like a kid, and like you want to have like the poetry career, and like say like y'all have a kid and your career or your you say like you don't even make a lot of money off it, but you're really going to help people. Like you need to fly to Boston to like do a show or something like that, or to teach people or something like that. Who's going to watch your kids whenever you go do that?
There will be somebody around.
There will be somebody around.
I have plenty of family. I do have a village around me, so or I will bring them with me. I know plenty of poets who take their children on tour with them.
But you're the type though, like you're okay with other people like mostly raising your kids. Like say like you had to work all the time, like you were having to fly out every month, twice a month, three times a month. You would still choose that?
I've never really. Well, stop. I thank you for asking the question because it's making me think about it. Would I ever want to switch that up? I don't know. Possibly if I have a child after I've already completed all that.
Right.
So it's like, okay, yeah, I've already done that, and I've toured around the world, I've traveled, and everything like that. So yeah.
You just want to travel first, like see a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about like traveling like after having kids? Like doing it all early, and then like in your like late 30s, 40s, like after the kids graduate and stuff, then you start traveling?
No, I feel like God didn't have that plan for me. So
okay. I was just curious. No, that's just what my parents did. But what about you? If you had to, choose, like if there was an income that a guy could make that would make you give up, OnlyFans, like give up like the modeling, give up all that stuff. Like what is like the amount that he would have to make for you to take that seriously?
I don't want to say like I have an amount because the more I do, the more I need.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go up more and more and more.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not. I can't give you like a straight amount.
$500,000?
Now you're talking.
What if I had that in my bank account though?
Huh?
What if I just had that in my bank account? What if I made that?
Well, like I mean, to be honest, like when a woman has money, it's not the same as when a man has money. Because when a man makes money, it's for the family. When a woman makes money, it's usually for herself or just her kids. It's way different because like men are meant to be providers. So I don't think it's valuable when a woman has a lot of money in the bank. It's valuable to her.
Yeah.
And if she has kids, it's valuable to her kids, but it's not valuable to the man or any man that's going to come to her life usually. But yeah, but about half $500,000 a year, you would be able to give it all up for $500,000 a year.
I wouldn't give it up, but like I could I'll start considering different
You start
things.
considering
But
it?
I would never stop doing what I do.
You love it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, do you mean like all of it, like modeling, OnlyFans, all of it? You don't want to give up any of it?
No, because that's like a part of me. Like, of course, some stuff will stop along the
Mm.
way, but I'm never gonna stop working because there's a set dollar. I'm not that type of
Yeah.
person.
No, I feel that. What about you? Like, is there a number where like if a guy made a certain amount, you'd be like, yeah, dude, fucking, I'll be your little stay-at-home wifey.
Honestly, I agree with exactly what she said. I mean, 500,000, yeah, you're talking, but I'm never gonna not make money on my own. I'm never gonna not do something. I mean, I gotta have a business. I gotta have something going to where I'm making my own money because I'm not gonna depend on him. Like, I'm not gonna depend on him, and I can't depend on him forever. What if he wants to leave me one day? And then what? I'm broke and lost? Absolutely not.
You don't think that like you could have a backup plan? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, as my girl, like, I mean, I'm putting her through her nursing school so she could still have her nursing school, so or her nursing done. So if we ever did break up in 5-10 years, she has like a degree, like she can go become a nurse, like she has everything done for it, you know.
Yes, that's
So
what he
like,
has to do.
so I think
Absolutely.
like the thing is like two things can be right at the same time, you know. Like you can choose to like be with somebody and like fully devote to them, but also have a backup plan at the same time. Like two things can be right at the same time.
Yeah, that's
It
what I
doesn't
would
need to be.
do.
It doesn't need to be one or the. I think society scares us a lot today, and we're like, oh no, the guy that does it to her, that means that she's not gonna have anything else. Don't get me wrong, there are some crazy dudes out here that will like try to restrict you from being able to do anything to be able to leave him one day. Probably even keep from your family too if he's that type of guy. So like, but yeah, y'all should have saw that red flag early on. But a good man will totally respect the fact that y'all need to be, especially a man that's on his career and making good money and stuff. He should be able to respect the fact that, hey, I want you to have something in your back pocket for if we break up one day, because why would he want you? I mean, because at the end of the day, it's gonna screw him over, and he's gonna have to pay more alimony and shit. Like, what about you though? Like, is there a certain number that right now you would just be like, yes, I will be I want to have babies right now, and I'll stay at home with you right now.
Well, you keep throwing out this $500,000.
You gonna say that one? I mean, the economy is pretty bad right now, man. I don't know.
Nah, facts. I was about to say I really don't have a dollar amount, to be honest. Really just whatever makes us happy. Because when I'm in a relationship, I'm tunnel vision. You know, it's really just me and him against the world.
So like, you could even have like a frugal lifestyle. You think?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
So like, me and you
So
are
it don't
probably
have to
really
be the
common then. Yeah.
It don't have to be the $500,000. He could make 20,000.
I mean, yeah.
And if we happy every day and we still doing regular life stuff, you know, in reality, it's like my happiness and the peace of my relationship is more important than like the dollar amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I would argue that like less than 100 G's, I don't know right now with these fucking prices, but probably around a less than 100K, you could maybe like have a good relationship. And like, it just depends how frugal you are. Like, if you're the type where y'all want to go out to eat once a week, or y'all want to go on dates every week, or y'all want to go on vacations every 3 months, that's an expensive relationship. Yeah. But if you're trying to like actually just be frugal and stuff, like my family went on vacations like once every 2 or 3 years. Like that's because I had like 4 sisters, and like that's a lot of people to pay for on a vacation. So it's like we barely went on trips. When we went out to dinner only for each other's birthdays, and that's it. Like there was no like going to Chili's on this Friday. No, there was none of that shit. So it's super weird to me whenever like I hear people have really high lifestyles, because like when you settle down, you have a family, or you have kids. There's just other priorities going on. Like you start putting more into your 401k and like putting more towards your house and stuff, because that's what's going to save you money in the future. Like every dollar y'all put into your 401k or your IRA right now that's tax deferred, that's literally $7 in the future. So that's like literally 100 grand, is going to turn into a $700,000. And it's like a lot of people really take that shit for granted, I feel like. Let me read that super chat really quick. Exceptional opinion. What's up, bro? It takes about $230,000 per year to become comfortably support a family of 5. Shit. Woo! It's way higher than it used to be.
I got a question for her. Have you always been like that, or in your 20s were you like less
I've
like
always
that?
been like that.
You've always
always
been
been like
frugal?
that?
Where'd you learn that from? Who's like,
That's
is
how
your
I was
family
raised.
frugal? Yeah. And like, did you come from a 2-parent household or single parent household?
So, at one point it was a single parent, and then at another point it was 2 parents.
And like, even when it was 2 parents, were they still super frugal?
Well, my granny, she worked at American Airlines, so
she
did
wasn't
what
being.
she wanted to do.
She was traveling, doing whatever she wanted.
For sure.
Well, I want to keep asking that. Where did everybody come from? Single or dual parent household? Where'd you come from?
2 parents, yeah.
2 parents.
2 parents.
2 parents.
2 parents.
2 parents. Okay. What's up, Neo Dazer? I've never seen you before, but I gotta say hi to you since you said hey. Ladies, whenever it comes to like a guy that you're gonna pick the date, is how big of a deal is like vanity? We're gonna say this is just for short term too. We're not gonna say this is a guy that you're gonna get married to or anything like that. How big of a deal is a guy's looks for a guy just for the short term? You might only be with this guy for a couple of weeks because you know he's just not good for the long term. What's the physical requirements? Does it matter? Can he be ugly and you'll still like do the short term stuff with him, or does he need to like have certain qualities?
When you say, can I get just a little more detail as far as
Like short term?
yeah,
Like he's the guy that like you know that this is not going to be a serious long term thing. Like I know y'all low key know that when y'all hit up some dudes, you know that shit ain't going to be long term. Whether that you know that he's not the type that's long term, or whether you know that he's living on his mama's couch and you don't want to nothing long term with that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah.
But like, what are we doing exactly?
Well, like why, like what makes you want to go to that guy? Is there I want to know specifically if there's a physical feature, whether it's height, whether it's y'all could even say dick size, y'all could even say y'all like those guys that go to the gym for those type of things. Like, is there like a certain trait that you're like, I want these guys usually for just those type of things?
I would say yes.
Like height usually, or just all the above? We can just say all that.
Height. Nah, it's not height. It may be like the face. As long as the face is, I can look at it.
No, symmetrical face is what they say is the prettiest. Like the more symmetrical a face is, the more pretty it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why my face looks weird.
And if you have a nice smile, that's icing on the cake.
No, what about you? Like for those short-term dudes, is there anything that you can like pinpoint that you're like, okay, I really like that for those type of guys?
I don't really like short-term relationships. I think it's a big waste of time. But I'm not gonna say I never do it. So, not never.
least be honest,
sometimes. I would say probably I do like someone that goes to the gym that is attracted to me, but mostly, like she said, probably face.
Probably face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Face.
I got a question
Yeah.
real quick, because I know you say you don't do short term. However, you did earlier say that you're not celibate. So obviously you do have a short term mating strategy. So
Well, when I said I wasn't celibate, I just got out of a relationship. Honestly, it's only been like a week since I got out of my relationship, but it was about a 5 or 6 month relationship. It just wasn't working for me. So it wasn't just someone I was having sex with.
Was it a situationship?
Um
Like, would you say like did he ask you to make it official?
He did ask me to be
It's always 5 or 6 months. I don't know. It's always 5 or 6
he
months.
did ask me to be his girlfriend, but just I'm gonna get to know a person. It might take a few months to get to know them, but after getting to know the person, I didn't feel like they were serious about me and the relationship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It sounds like it wasn't because it only lasted 6
Why?
months.
Why what?
Like, why
Why
wasn't
didn't
he
he take you seriously? You're a great girl. Why didn't he take you seriously?
Honestly, I think that he didn't take himself seriously. Like, he didn't have goals. He wasn't doing for himself, so he wasn't gonna take me seriously.
So then, what made you attracted to him in the first place?
Um,
I'm on your ass.
honestly, it kind of just happened. I'm not a person that has a specific type. I just like who I like. I've always been like that. So
Well, you said he was a gym, like gym guys. You like gym guys, you said.
yes, but still, like the people that I date, they don't look alike. They might not have everything in common. I'm kind of just a person that just connects with people and goes from there. So the reason why we connected is because we worked together and we just started a connection with each other, and it kind of went from there. I didn't think it was gonna get as serious as it did, but it did, but not serious enough for me.
Yeah, there's a book that I like. It's called "Why Women Have Sex," and it shows 235 different reasons why women have sex. Like, there's like a lot of basically like for women, there's a lot of traits that y'all can be attracted to. Like literally 235 of them. But for guys, it's like it's kind of not always the same. But y'all really like. I mean, y'all could literally be with the fat dude because he's funny. Like there's definitely like certain things that y'all can kind of see, maybe not for a short term, but definitely, for long term, I think that y'all can have some exceptions to your rules. What about you though? For the short term, is there like specific type of thing that you're usually kind of looking for?
I don't really care as long as he takes care of me.
As long as he takes care of you,
Yeah.
even for just the short term, like he's just gonna be around for a little bit, he still needs to provide some value. Still needs to be like an exchange. Like, do you ever for your OF content, do you bring guys on, or is it all solo?
Right now it's all solo.
Okay, but like, is there more money in doing solo or with other guys?
I don't know because I really just started like a few
With
weeks.
other
so
guys.
Oh,
maybe.
oh, really? Is it? Oh, do you know? Have you done it?
Yes.
Okay. No, that's. But then you'd have to split it, right? Or you'd have to like pay them, or no?
Oh.
Oh no, because he just feels happy that he's gonna do it.
Oh no.
That
I
would be
mean,
dope. Yeah.
if it's my man, I'm not gonna pay him. But but if it was someone we're talking, we're in a situationship, I would offer to pay them because I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is all my money, it's not for you. I would offer to pay them at least.
Wow, how sweet! What a sweetheart.
What is your long-term man getting, and then your boyfriend? Then what is he getting out of it?
Nothing. He's just having fun with me, and I'm making money, and I haven't done this with a lot of people. Like I haven't took videos with a lot of people, but like the most recent person that I have made content with, I was. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I was financially supporting us a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So he's not about to ask me for money from my stuff, I'm already doing too much.
Yeah, I mean, I really what's crazy to me is that like I feel like y'all could find a guy that like wants to manage y'all shit and make y'all a lot more money because it's not that hard for like a guy to like sit there and DM all the dudes and like do a bunch of shit to make y'all more money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, I don't know why the fuck he'd sit there and be lazy and not do anything about it when he can make y'all more fucking money and like probably and then convince you to give him half of it or something. No, yeah. Uh, for short term, what are you like? What would you say that like you would look forward for just short term? You know, this isn't going to be long term thing.
Just nice in the face. Really.
Just nice in the face. Yeah. The symmetrical. I'm telling y'all, man, it's attractive. It's symmetrical.
So they're short, tall, chubby, skinny, like it. So it's really, and then the vibe, of course, if it's a dope little vibe.
The
But
vibe.
The vibe. Very important.
Now I want to know for a long term and try to give me different answers if y'all can. Like, what's a long term guy that you're like a quality you're really looking for in a long term partner? What do you think?
Honesty for sure.
Honesty. Okay. That's a good one. What do you think?
Respect.
And we just talk about respect. I'm just
yes.
kidding.
And I agree that respect is needed.
I feel like too, like we have to respect each other and be on the same path.
Just respect.
Much. Yeah.
Long term, yeah, respect. Are we still talking about? Oh, I guess not, because we're talking about.
No, it's just long term.
Yeah, respect and love.
No, guys, I just had like an epiphany just hearing them all say, or three of them just say respect right there. Because like I just broke it down to y'all, a second ago. The only reason y'all would ever say respect is if y'all are choosing the wrong men. But I want to talk about something very specific. Shout out to Dr. David Buss, who wrote the book Evolution of Desire. In this book, he did studies across 37 cultures to learn about women's, short-term dating strategy, long-term dating strategy, what people look for in certain things and traits. The reason why this study was so good was because it was across 37 cultures, Scandinavian countries where it's equal as hell and everybody's the same, and then all the way to like New Guinea where it's like tribes and shit, like they're living in jungles and stuff. And we find that like where like y'all all said respect, and y'all have two different strategies. Y'all like in a short term, y'all want a certain type of guy, huh?
I said honesty.
Honestly, yeah. I'm just talking about these three because they said respect. But like so since y'all said that, for a second I was going to disagree with y'all, and I was going to be like, nah, we just talked about this. Y'all are choosing the wrong men, but that's not true. Y'all are actually choosing the right men, but it still is backwards. And the reason why though is because like when y'all choose the guy that is gonna basically like you need that respect because he's gonna be a beta guy. But honestly, the best long-term strategy for you is a beta man, because if y'all chose the alpha dude that fucks you and leaves, or the guy that won't take you seriously or anything like that, those guys are dangerous in the long run. And for 100,000 years they were super dangerous for you. They would have left you and a kid and y'all would have died in the woods or something. So it was super dangerous for y'all to sleep around with those guys. So y'all actually have an innate drive to want long term have a dude that, you're gonna want respect from him, because he's gonna be kind of a beta guy. He's probably not gonna he's not gonna respect himself or anything because he's kind of a beta. And like the thing is, those guys though, if y'all chose a man that was in his masculinity, in his that was really the shit, y'all would just want to love him, or y'all would just want love from him. Y'all wouldn't want respect to him. Y'all would understand the cycle again, which we learn in Ephesians, where like you're supposed to respect your man and he is to love you. But once again, how few of guys are in that bracket that are those guys that can provide like that, that even are the vibe like that? Because think about it, if we look at stats of guys who make $100,000 a year, it's only 15% of men. $100,000, 15%, and in that 15%, how many of them are ugly? How many of them are fat? How many of them are short? How many of them are stupid? How many of them are just annoying? Like, there's so many things in there. So there's so few guys that are cool, make good money. Like it's hard for y'all to find that like that perfect match right now. The only way is like y'all probably have all experienced a lot, is just be with a normal dude or be with a guy that's not one of those guys, because at least you can have that, like, and you'll have control over it too usually. I want to ask really quick, who do y'all like to have control in the relationship? Because I know y'all know in a relationship, usually one person has more control than the other. It's called being in the frame. Kind of like whenever y'all go to work, y'all are in the frame of your employer. Like if you have a boss, like you're in his frame for that whole day, that whole 8 hours, you're his rules, his frame, whatever he says, that's it. You can't lash out or anything, you'll get fired. Same with this podcast. Since this is my podcast, you're kind of technically in my frame, okay? Because like I gave you all rules beforehand, and it's like this is the frame of the show, and this is the frame of the environment. In y'all's relationships, do y'all like the relationship to be in your frame or in the man's frame? We'll start with you on this one.
I would like it to be in the man's frame. I would like that. If he can do that, I guess.
Would you say most of your relationships are in yours, though?
They were at first, but this last one wasn't. It was in his.
It was in his?
Yeah.
Was he running game on you?
Yes, I feel like he was, but I never really actually caught him. I just feel like he was, because he always thought I was messing around or something.
Oh, no.
So,
what about you? What do you want the relationship to be in, yours or his?
I need like a balance. Like sometimes he leads in his strong points, and where I'm strong at, I would have to lead. It would have
so
to.
kind of more complementary?
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, that's like I'll give y'all a good example of like what I go through in my own relationship. So like me and my girl, like I would say like it's 51-49. So like if the only one person can drive the car, so like I would say for the most decisions, I'm the leader. I'm gonna make the decision on most things. But if we go to the grocery store and I don't know which meats to buy, I've never bought meat before. She's gonna tell me exactly which meats to buy, what's the best price for which one's gonna taste the best, which one's gonna be better or whatever. So she's the expert at certain things. I'm an expert at certain things. I'm really good at making money. She's really good at doing a lot of other things that I suck at. Right. So it's just being complementary. The problem is like, because I know that you're really good at making money. And that's where it's going to turn into issues, is whenever you have a guy that's really good at making money and then you have a girl that's really good at making money, y'all both have type A personalities. Y'all both want to say, no, this is the better thing. This is the better thing. That's when clashes happen. I actually think, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't do this. Like he's not masculine enough stuff. Another way where relationships work really well is the woman being like energies, like masculine and feminine energies can be swapped. Y'all have definitely seen relationships where the girl is really masculine and the guy's very feminine, and it works perfect. It works perfect. So like y'all could do it, but you can't have another, like there can't be two alphas in the same house.
Yeah.
You just can't. And like, and if you, it's a pipe dream that a lot of people like to sell themselves and say, this is possible, but it's just like any type of guy that wants to accept anything like that, they're usually just already by definition just a beta in some way, shape, or form. Because if he was the type of guy that had options, he would be trying to, or if he was the type of guy that made good money and he had options, he would never even look at a woman that like thinks that she's just as high as him in like income or something like that, like when it comes to dating, do you have actually any trouble like because of the income stuff, or do you have a lot of guys that are like, I think it's sexy that you do these things and I like that you make money? I'm guessing you've heard that, right?
Yeah, like some people say it, but it's not like they always follow up. Like people get.
How long does it take before they like crack? Like, and they're like, okay, I shouldn't have said that. Like, that's not really what I meant. Like 3 months.
It doesn't take long.
Like a week?
Like you could spot it. Yeah, you can spot it fast. Like people, they get competitive and they get like run, really fast.
Okay. That's crazy. What do you want the frame to be in or like in the relationships that you want to be in? Like, do you want it to be more in yours or his?
Talk
a little closer.
I would say I would appreciate a balance as well. I mean, I've been in relationships where I've been in control like most of the time, and it's a little bit too much. It's stressful, and I've also been in relationships where the man was always trying to control the relationship, and then I don't feel heard and respected. So I would say a
You
balance.
need balance.
Yeah.
Oh man, what about you? How do you want it?
I would prefer the man.
You're in the man's frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Because I can just easily just be like, "You're right."
yeah,
You're
you're.
just going about my life.
It's not worth the arguing.
No.
Ladies, who starts arguments the most in relationships? Yeah, start with you on this one. Who starts arguments the most? And y'all, just based off y'all's own shit, what y'all have seen.
I'm taking a guess here. I would just say the women.
You
I
think?
see more women. I guess.
I honestly don't know. This is a random question. There's no studies on this shit.
Women, absolutely.
You think women too? What do you think?
I think like people play off each other. Like a man might do something and then a woman will react or vice
Yes,
versa.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I agree
people
with
feed
that.
off of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, is that what you think
Yeah, I
also?
agree with it. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody definitely like be gaslighting the fuck out of each other and like
Mhm.
also shit testing. So I think shit testing is like the number one killer of relationships. Like because y'all constantly it's in your literal DNA to shit test men.
Mhm.
Like it's just in your DNA to like be like, I need to make sure this guy is the alpha that he says he is to everybody. I need to make sure he really is that man. He's really stoic and he doesn't lose his shit. He doesn't lose. Let me test this really quick. Why didn't you take trash out? You know, and it's just like you have to test him and make sure that he's never gonna get emotional over bullshit, over some little one girl just saying something to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I would actually say shit tests are a good thing, but when a lot of men are betas today and they think it's okay to do this with your girl and it's okay to sit here and tit for tat,
yeah.
fucking do this shit. Like whenever we have like a society that like kind of just pushes more men into feminism or being feminist and stuff or being just hyper feminine, when we have that, we turn into these battles like that, and then these guys fail shit tests, and then y'all are like, okay, he's a little bitch. I can't be with him anymore. I can't respect him. And it's like, well, y'all should have never started in the first place, but I understand why y'all do it because you have to test to make sure he's a real man. I would say even guys will shit test women too when it's in his frame. And like so, like since most relationships are in the woman's frame, y'all are gonna constantly shit test to make sure you have a good relationship and a good man, a good beta that's gonna be masculine enough. And I'm going to always shit test as like if I am in my frame, I'm gonna make sure that my girl's loyal. I'm gonna test her in certain ways to make sure that she's super loyal, that she really does respect me and stuff like that. And those are like the balances of how we kind of keep each other in line without like ever going too far, I guess you could say, without ever it turning into anything crazy. I always want y'all to understand, a guy is supposed to be, like the stoic rock on the side of the ocean, so a woman's emotional waves can crash over him. Like y'all like we're supposed to be okay with y'all being emotional. One of my favorite books is a book by Marty Hazelton called Hormonal. Super good book, guys. She's like one of the few women that's in evolutionary psychology studies, and her whole book it's just talking about y'all cycle, just exactly like how y'all are from start to end, how your emotions are. Basically, women, y'all are kind of like waves. Like y'all's emotions are like waves based off of your estrogen. So like y'all are like this, and guys, our testosterone we spike based off of environment influence. So like say like a fight's about to happen, I gotta protect, or say like a hot girl is about to want to have sex with me, like my testosterone peaks. Like we peak off of different things happening in the environment. Y'all are literally like the moon, like the cycles just going with the waves. And so guys are constantly basically having to watch y'all's moods and watch these waves and kind of and try to ride them and try to not sit there and like get emotional with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of guys, since they don't understand women's hormones, they don't understand 2 weeks after her period, she's usually more horny, and that's why she wants to fuck you then. But sometimes not the rest of the month. Like a lot of guys don't understand these cycles, and then they're like, why does she want to have sex with me right now, or why this thing? It's like, no, it's just her hormones, man. Like that's what makes her kind of move, and like it's not us not understanding each other's hormones and how we are that screws everything up. That's why I kind of want to lead us into the next thing. When it comes to cheating, guys, do y'all think cheating is the same between men and women? This one's gonna be controversial. We'll start with you on this one.
Is it the same?
Yeah, like would you say that like we should judge men and women the same when it comes to cheating in a relationship?
Yeah.
Do men and women cheat the same way?
Yeah. Do they cheat the same? I guess that's the best way to put it.
I think women are a little bit more sneaky. They can get away with a little bit more.
They can get away with a little more. What do you think?
That's like a loaded question. Like, can you break it down?
Yeah. Just do you think that cheating is different for men and women? Like, do you think that there's certain I don't know how to put it. Just
Let's say
yeah, keep it
that
really open. Actually,
Okay. I think probably.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it's different?
I think a man will want to cheat because men are just very lustful in general and they lust after other women. And if a woman will want to cheat, it'll be after not getting treated the way she wants to by her man, not feeling appreciated, and things like that.
Okay. What do you think?
What's the question again?
What do you think that we cheat differently? Do you think that we cheat for different reasons and stuff?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. No, so ladies, we cheat like completely different. Big old boy. But yeah, we like cheat completely differently because
For
it was
sure.
like you were saying, like y'all are more sneaky. Well, like the real thing is like y'all actually aren't more sneaky. Like what it is that a woman has the privilege of say like getting off work, and y'all can have a fuck buddy like a fucking a Chatter or Tyrone dude just over here at this house that y'all can run over to, and he knows his place. Like he understands like my place is I'm just the guy that you're fucking. You can come get your nut, in 15, 30 minutes, and you can go home to your husband, and he would never know because like how smooth and easy it is because of the guy. When a guy cheats, though, it's completely different.
Yeah.
The woman wants to try to fuck up your other relationship that you're doing with, and usually, unless you're tricking off or you're paying for sex, you're having to take her out on dinner. You have to do all this extra shit just to get sex from that other girl. So I would say like it's not even that y'all are better at like hiding anything. It's just that y'all are in a privileged state as a woman compared to a guy. Like y'all have way more options and shit. Also,
Hey,
but
I got a question
yeah.
for the ladies. Would y'all consider entertaining someone of the opposite sex, obviously men?
Ooh.
Would you consider that cheating?
Ooh, that's a good one. Is entertaining?
What's entertaining?
Entertaining. So, doing anything to grab another man's attention outside of you, the man you're actually in a relationship with.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very small, but yes, but I look at it at the man too. Like if you're looking at another woman and you're fantasizing about her and you know you're with me, then yes, that's cheating.
Okay.
What do you think?
If you do that for work, then no, that's not cheating. But anything outside of that, probably is like teetering, like
Yeah,
almost
but
kind of cheating.
or if a girl that didn't work in like what you work in, it would like her entertaining other men. She should do
because
it.
they it'll make the man mad if the girl's doing that, most likely.
Yeah.
I think that's like a conversation that just needs to be had.
Yeah.
If he's
Yeah.
like, you just got to talk to him about it. If he's cool with it, then
right,
yeah.
because everyone is different. So
Okay. What do you think?
Entertaining someone of the opposite sex to get their attention and things like that, that is cheating. I guess you could say it's emotional cheating. That's cheating.
It's
Yeah.
emotional cheating. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yes, I do agree that it is cheating because I feel like it starts in the mental. For men, y'all are very visual, and so like if you entertaining this other woman, then you're clearly visualizing something in your head, and so yeah, you're cheating.
Yeah. So like, what would piss y'all off more if you found out that, and we're gonna say this is your husband of 4 years, y'all have a family, y'all have kids together. Um, what would piss you off more, finding out that he just physically just had sex with a girl, or that he's having an emotional affair with a woman?
Both is hurtful because if you raw dogging somebody else and come home to
But
me,
like, if there was
and you're
one,
having
if there was one that like struck you harder though, like which one, even if it's just 51-49, like which one is the one that just is a little bit worse to you?
probably the
like he's talking to her about y'all's problems,
right,
relationship
that would hurt
problems.
me. Like you
The
can't come to
emotional?
me about that. Yeah.
Emotional? What do you think?
I would say both too, but if I had to choose, probably emotional, because don't talk about me to no one else. That's crazy.
Come talk to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we're just gonna say like this girl, like he's building a full emotional connection with her.
And they're not having sex.
No, they are having sex too.
What?
Yeah. No.
I mean, it's both terrible, but absolutely the emotional. Because what are we doing? Why are we together then?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, emotional for sure.
Emotional.
That'll strike me
So-
at 51.
So one of my favorite studies, ladies, was based off of what I just asked y'all. And what makes me so like why I love it so much is because they did this test with gay people, trans people, straight people, like all of them. Okay. And when they did this test, even gay, straight, trans, in general, like the majority, women said emotional cheating to that question. And men in general across the board, gay, trans, all of them, if they were born a man, said physical. And there's biological reasons behind this, but based off of hundreds of thousands of years of how we were for a long time in nature. And it's because if a man emotionally was falling for another woman, say as cave people 100,000 years ago, he's falling for another girl in the other cave down the gravel road, whatever the hell it is. If he's falling for her, then that investment, that 4 years that y'all been together, those children y'all had and stuff, he's gonna run off and he's gonna fully just do the new thing with her and do all that, and y'all are done. Y'all are neglected. Y'all are gonna die. So y'all really give a shit about the emotional investment, especially when a guy is just emotionally cheating in any way, shape, or form. But men, we give a fuck about the physical. Because if we couldn't tell if the baby was ours for hundreds of thousands of years. We just figured out 50 years ago how to figure out how to do that shit. And if we couldn't tell what the baby was ours, we were really crazy about that vagina, making sure no other person is in it or around it or anything. We did something called mate guarding. Make sure nobody nobody come around my girl, And like we had to do that shit because if you didn't, you could have accidentally raised somebody else's kid for 18 years. So or for longer. I don't know how cave people did that shit, but and but because that's why men are really crazy about physical. Y'all want to know why guys get so crazy about y'all going and doing physical stuff or being around other men and stuff like that? Because that natural need to mate guard, that natural need to make sure that she's not sleeping with other people, it's not gone. We're hardwired. The software can change all day. We got new environments and toys and fucking phones and shit, but the hardware is still the same. And that's why y'all still will get pissed off about emotional cheating too. It's because y'all's hardware is still the same. You still have to protect yourself for just in case you have kids. It's always going to be like hardwired in us. When it comes to like cheating, would y'all say that after everything that like I just taught y'all about this, say y'all are married for 10 years to a guy, you have kids with him, like these kids are 10, 15 years old after everything I just talked to y'all about, and he goes and he's not having an affair, he went and had a one night stand with another girl, or he went on a trip, or something, and you find out, I don't know how you find out, but you find out. Are you going to divorce this man over the one night stand? He has no emotional connection there. He doesn't even have a phone number anymore. They like happen in another city and he's never going back or nothing. How would you destroy like the family and destroy the marriage over that one time he went and slept with somebody?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's not worth it. What do you think?
I don't know.
It also depends in that moment.
Yeah, it's like the situation behind it, because he made the decision to start to destroy the family. That's the thing. So how if I react to it? I don't know.
So like the thing is, I'm gonna teach y'all nowadays. Like I teach guys like not to chase women at all. Like it's a self-esteem issue if a guy chases women, in my opinion. Like he has no self-esteem, he has no confidence in himself. But like here, I'm gonna do like a little thing really quick. Like I haven't done this in a while, but I'm gonna make y'all choose between a part-time pimp and a full-time simp. Okay? Would y'all rather be with a guy that maybe goes on a business trip once a year and he's gonna sleep with a girl and you're never gonna know about her, nothing like that, or a full-time simp? And what I mean by full-time simp, I mean that he's constantly giving other women validation. He's texting other girls. He's never fucking a girl. He's never fucking this full-time simp is never fucking a girl, but he's constantly trying. He's constantly sending $10 when they ask for it. Fucking giving them time on the phone, like hanging out with them, taking them to dinners, and getting nothing out of this shit. Would you rather be with a full-time simp or a part-time pimp? Might fuck a girl once a year, but that's all he did.
Neither one.
Neither one. Well, you have to choose one. We're gonna split.
Why do I have to choose
part
one?
of the game is
making me choose all night.
Part of the game is just to like see which one hurts is more ick. Which one is more ick is the whole point of it.
Both of them are ick.
But what's the bigger ick? One of them has to be a bigger
Go to
ick.
your head.
Freaking simp.
The simp,
Because
of course.
if you can't tell her no, like what are you doing? Like you can't.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'd rather the pimp. Don't be sending my money to. No.
Yeah.
Well, obviously neither, but I would pick I would not want to be with the simp. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be with the simp.
Yeah, and that goes to like what we were talking about, ladies, like the resources thing. A guy who's a simp and he's handing out his resources, money, energy, attention, and time to all these bitches. What's that doing? Destroying y'all's future, y'all's 401k, y'all's savings and shit. Dangerous. That's way more dangerous than a guy that just fucked another girl one time. It's way for y'all. It's way more dangerous. Yeah. Whereas for us, if you go and fuck the pool boy and he gets you pregnant, it's dangerous for us because then I didn't know that was my kid for 18 years. And then the next thing you know, like you realize, after you get like a ancestry DNA test or something, like the little kid, you're like, oh shit, that's not even my kid. Wait, what was I asking? Like right before that, I had asked, I can't remember. Donnie, do you know what I said?
Well, you're asking about the part-time pimp and a full-time simp.
Yeah, there was one before that.
Would if they're with a guy for 10 years, had a family,
Oh yeah.
would you accept him
Yeah.
cheating on you one time?
Yeah, would you accept it one time?
No, that's like betrayal, like a stab in the back.
You're gonna
No.
destroy your whole family, divorce and everything. He's a
But
provider. He does
destroyed
everything
it.
else right.
He destroyed it.
He destroyed it?
He didn't
Okay.
have to have sex with another woman.
Well, so like here's the thing. I wanted to bring this up whenever you had just said it, but the thing is, ladies, like we keep looking at each other like blank slates, like men and women are the same, and like we're just not the same at all. Like y'all's horny. I just explained like y'all's horniness. Y'all cycle 14 days after your period when y'all are in ovulating. That's whenever y'all are the most horny. Okay, for guys though, it's not the same at all. Like our shit peaks like crazy all the time, and we have 17 times the testosterone of you. Our horniness comes directly from testosterone. Okay, y'all have like 12. We have anywhere from 400 to 1200. So it's like when you do the math and you realize that a guy's sex drive is completely different. I would say the only reason why marriages and relationships even happen or stay together today is because of pornography. Because there's certain times when his wife doesn't want to sleep with him, but he's going to be able to go jack it off really quick, and he's not going to get mad anymore that his wife doesn't want to have sex with him. I would say most marriages are held together, sadly, because of pornography. If we look at stats in the church and Christianity, it's like 60 or 70% of men in the church also masturbate to pornography, and these are guys in the church. So it just goes to show that that's how much of a sexual drive men have. I would actually say masturbation and pornography has actually saved more relationships than anybody, but at the same time, pornography destroys people today. Because if you started pornography at 12, 13 years old on your phone, you're screwed. As a guy, you can't even fucking get it up and shit whenever you turn 18, 19. I can't even fathom it because like I'm 32. So like I didn't even see pornography like that until I was like 20 years old. But these kids that are growing up right now, they can't even like get their shit hard because they watch so much pornography at such a young age.
You know what?
That is so true.
I would agree with that because I'm just like I've noticed that there's a lot more women in this generation that's their sex drive is way higher than the men's. So
no, and but there's a lot of things actually that come out with that. What do you think though about if you're with a guy for 10 years, y'all got lots of kids, but yeah, he just went on that business trip and he saw with one girl? Are you gonna divorce him?
No, I wouldn't divorce him, but I would separate for a while.
Yeah, you'd have to like. But why are you separating for a while? To go get your lick back, or to just make him feel bad?
Make him feel bad.
Make him feel bad.
I wouldn't get my lick back after 10 years. Again, I'm tunnel vision when I'm in a relationship. So 10 years, like I'm not gonna go do nothing, but I would need a little space.
No, I mean I'm surprised. A lot of women are really vengeful and like usually are like, oh, he did that, I want to do that. But y'all really gotta understand that men and women are just not the same. Like the vengefulness isn't worth it because like you just make yourself look bad at the end of the day. Sometimes it just depends.
Like the version guy you was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a flex.
Yeah, it is. No, it is a flex, and I think a lot of people don't understand like what true virtue is, or like what true, I don't know, just humility, like just being humble in the moment, and just being like, you know what, I'm not as horrible as you are right now. I don't need to go do this.
Hey, I got a question,
Yeah.
Sergio. So I want to back it up just a little bit. So a little while ago, whenever we were talking about cheating, and I know one of the ladies said that cheating is not the same, and women are more sneaky. And then we talked about how, if entertaining people of the opposite sex is still considered cheating. With that being said, would you say that most women that are out here posting sexually clad photos like on Instagram, things like that, are out here low-key, sneakily cheating on their men?
Yeah.
no.
No.
And it's funny. I've been asked that question already on another podcast, and he did not want to believe me. But no, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not the same. What do you think?
No.
No. What do you think?
No, I don't think so either.
No.
No.
No. So, ladies, like, do y'all think that, like, when it comes to, because once again, like we know we're different. What do y'all think a guy's strategy is when it comes to dating? Like a guy's dating market strategy. It's usually to pursue, right?
Mhm.
It's usually to like go and talk to girls, text them, go up to them. It's always just him going though, like him fishing or trying. What is y'all strategy though? It's advertising, right? Like,
no, I'm not advertising.
well, no. But it's your strategy is what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. You can walk up to guys if you want to, and you can go hit on men if you want to. But y'all's overall, in general, you might be different. But in general, most women just stand somewhere pretty, or just stand somewhere, and guys come up to you.
Yeah.
Like y'all don't. It's not your job to go do it. Basically, is all I'm
Right.
saying.
How many of your past relationships did you initiate by going up to them?
Shit, today it happens a lot sometimes. I feel
Only
like.
one.
Only one out of how many?
5.
There you go.
Okay, so yeah. But so for the most part, y'all are usually, like y'all's job isn't to necessarily, pursue. It's to just, I'm not gonna advertise sounds bad, but just you're just meant to just put yourself somewhere, and then somebody's gonna come up to you. So because of that, Instagram, dating apps, all these things. Well, we'll just say just Instagram for this, example. That is a big way of accepted, because Instagram is the biggest dating app in the world today. Like there's like we have a bunch of dating apps, but in reality, a lot of people meet through Instagram. A lot of people meet through Instagram. It's the biggest dating app in the world. So whenever you put yourself up on there, you're technically y'all are using y'all's dating market strategy. Now I'm gonna give y'all an example first, based off myself. I don't personally do this, okay? Because I'm in a really good relationship with an awesome, beautiful girl, and she doesn't have an Instagram with a bunch of dudes DMing her. She has like 100 followers on there. All she does post is our cats and dogs and like crochet stuff. Like it's just not like a fucking crazy Instagram for like socializing or anything like that. That's just not what it is. And so for her, I'm telling y'all, as me personally, I don't simp for other girls. I don't give out my money, energy, attention, time. I don't message other girls. I don't do anything unless it has to do with this podcast. I don't pursue other women at all, because my dating market strategy is pursue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I completely cut myself off from any type of pursuing. She also, since her dating market strategy is to advertise herself, she doesn't advertise herself at all. Like at all. There's no ways that she does, unless we're all going out and she's looking sexy, which that's not. I mean, she's actually just looking complimentary to me, making me look good. But if I go out with her, she looks good, So we're both not doing our dating market strategy. But I would say a lot of relationships today, the woman gets to have her dating market strategy, having herself on a Instagram that's public, tons of guys DMing, maybe even possibly posting ass pictures and shit or bikini pictures, and she gets mad at the man for using his dating market strategy of DMing girls and talking to other girls and doing all this stuff. And it's like, and like I said, ladies, I gave y'all an example of my own personal life beforehand, because I don't do that shit. I think guys are simps when they do that shit. But the thing is, I can understand why they do it, because they're pissed off. They see their girl gets all these fucking DMs all day on Instagram. Maybe they fucking see her post a new ass pic every week, and he's just like, fuck this shit. I want to get out of this so bad and find somebody else. And like, so they're sitting there, they're like, she's using her strategy. She has guys coming towards her. Why can't I pursue women? Next thing you know, these guys are asking every girl at the grocery store, walking around, like wanting to go to the club and do all this stuff. And like I said, I'm not one of these guys, but I understand why they do it. I completely understand why they do it now. And like the reason why it's never been a problem for me is because every relationship I've always been in, I'm very choosy, and I pick a girl where I don't got to worry about that type of shit. But we're equal. But I don't think everybody's looking for that. Like y'all are all looking for a dude that's not going to simp around and fucking message a bunch of girls. But none of y'all are like giving up y'all strategy too. So I feel bad for a lot of these guys out here today. It's hard out here, man.
So the point is, ultimately, is with cheating. Would y'all agree that is bad for either party to entertain as though the door is cracked open?
Yes.
And would you say that most girls are out here acting as though the door is still cracked open, if they're willing to put themselves in situations that it's like, hey, I'm possibly available. You can still slide into my DMs. I'm putting myself out there.
It doesn't matter if I'm half naked on Instagram or look like a bum walking in the gas station. They still come at me.
Right, right.
But the numbers are way different between a gas station and that. Like, you could have 2 or 3 weirdos come up to you at the gas station, but you could have thousands of weirdos come up to you on Instagram.
I don't have thousands. Me personally, I don't have thousands of weirdos.
But think about most women.
Do you have a public Instagram?
Yes.
How often do you get DM'd? Once a day? 5 times a day? How many random DMs do you get a day? Just one a day? Maybe
1 a day.
Okay, so in 3 years, you'll have over 1,000 of those DMs. A guy doesn't even get a fraction of that. We're not even talking 1% of that. So like the opportunities that y'all have is way more. Women are opportunistic lovers. So this all goes back to a reason why guys are really insecure about it, is because it goes back to 2 things. Guys are really idealistic lovers, and women are very opportunistic lovers. So guys really idealize like the whole love thing. We're like, oh my god, it's fairy tale, it's gonna happen, and all this stuff. And y'all are very opportunistic. Y'all could have a good guy, but you kind of want to have the door open for a better opportunity. And the reason why it's very evolutionary. It's a good thing, actually, because for hundreds of thousands of years, guys were the disposable sex and women were the vulnerable sex. Y'all were very vulnerable. You had to protect y'all. I mean, if there was 10 women in a village and one man, we could repopulate the village. But because, you know, all the guys died at war, that like it's no big deal. We just need to protect the women. You are vulnerable. But since guys are disposable, it's fine. Like we can repopulate. If all the guys died in a war, it's fine. Like we can repopulate. It's no big deal. We're disposable, okay? So because of like the like us being disposable, we're always going to have a fear of like you going to somebody else, and y'all always are y'all should always have like y'all, you know what monkey branching is, like going straight from one relationship to another. Y'all are biologically designed to monkey branch, because what if your fucking husband died 50,000 years ago when he was trying to go kill a fucking a woolly mammoth, and he gets ran over, and it's like, oh shit, but we had a family together and you died. It's like, it's better for you to get over the fact that he died and find a new man that's going to help provide and take care of everything than for you to sit there and cry about him. And same if like, there's also another thing called the war bride hypothesis. So like, say like Genghis Khan came through a fucking village and just came and killed everybody. Like we're talking, they just slaughtered the whole village and only left the women and children alive. It's better for you to get over the fact that you just watched your husband die and go off with that warrior and survive than it is for you to sit there and be like, no, fuck you, you just killed my like my husband and stuff like that.
I don't know. I come from a family of women who, once they passed, they didn't go after anybody else.
What do you mean?
Oh no, like my
definitely
grandmother.
Oh yeah,
she didn't go remarry after her husband.
I can explain to you why. So it's only an evolutionary adaptation when you'd have to do that out of necessity. And then also here's the thing with the lower body count. So like when we were 100,000 years ago, we were still fucking animals. Like we were probably fucking around like how we are kind of now. Like when it comes to sleeping around and shit. Whereas though over the last 10,000 years, 5,000 years, religion really got us in check with wanting to just have one body. You know, get married, have virgins, you know, all that type of shit. If she was the type of woman where she didn't like sleep around a lot and she really loved her husband and maybe like he was the only guy she was ever with, or two or three, the lower body count you have, the more you have a burning genuine desire for somebody, that it's not going to go away. So like she could be easily what we call alpha widowed, and like somebody who only has one or two or three bodies, they're going to be really alpha widowed to one of those two or three people. Whereas like say like I'm not saying you specifically, but say like an OnlyFans girl, somebody who has like 200-300 bodies, it's like she's not going to be alpha, like she's going to be alpha widowed in multiple categories, but there's not going to be one guy that just like super alpha widows her because she's experienced so fucking much. But say a girl with like a 20 body count or a 30 body count, or say a 10. Say she has a 10 body count and she experienced something that was just incredible with this one dude. Like he took her to Dubai, he's tall, he has a good dick, like he kisses amazing, like he's just that guy in every, like he's the vibe in every way, shape, and form. She could be alpha widowed. I'm sure y'all have seen Instagram videos or TikTok videos of a girl saying, I hate all these guys, they're all losers. I ever since I dated what's his name, I can't deal with any of these dudes anymore. She's alpha widowed. She experienced such a high level of amazing affection and love from this guy. She can't downgrade. She can't go down ever again. And so like your grandmother could have had such a high with him, such an amazing love and affectionate high, that she can't even fathom having that with another man. And like I definitely think that's possible based off body count. But if you have 20-30 bodies, we can easily see that like you can't pair bond as easily. Happiness in marriage drops down to 50%.
Talk about oxytocin.
Yeah, your oxytocin is released whenever y'all have orgasms. Y'all release oxytocin. Men don't. Well, we do, but it's a very small amount compared to y'all. So when y'all have orgasms with that guy, that's the alpha or whatever like that, you're bonding yourself to him. Yeah. Like you're literally bonding yourself to that every time you have that amazing orgasm that only comes from this guy because of the vibe, the looks, and like we always say vibe and stuff like that. But honestly, the vibe is very much based on physical stuff. It's very much based off physical looks and things like that. So if y'all are hedonistic with your pleasures and like wanting to go after things just because, if you know, like you're biting from the tree of knowledge, and that's why Eve. That's why the whole story of Adam and Eve is Eve was the one. There's a reason why Adam didn't eat the fruit. Eve ate the fruit, because if y'all eat the fruit, if y'all fall to temptation, we both fall out of balance with nature. We both fall out of Eden. Because if y'all keep your legs closed, then that's what keeps us perfect. That's what keeps us from going into trauma and having issues. It all goes. That's why that whole story is based off that, and it's actually Adam's fault. Because if he would have told her not to eat the fucking fruit, we would have been fine. So it's all the reason why society is messed up today is because y'all honestly opened your legs, and because y'all are the gatekeepers of sex. And if y'all all kept your legs closed, men would have to become better men.
Mhm.
If Tyrone and Chad won't be able to sit on their mom's couch and be a bum if y'all didn't give them sex, they'd have to become men and go build shit and become badasses.
Yeah.
So because of that, but at the same time, it's man's fault because we should have told y'all not to do it. We
You
gave
should have
y'all.
been that leader you were supposed to be. And
Feminism is only what it is today because of men that put it into position. They wanted to make a lot of money off of y'all. Look at Vogue, look at Cosmo. 50 years ago, they were putting bad advice in magazines just so y'all would buy their fucking products and say single. They've been trying to market off of women for years. They lie, women buy. They've known this for years, and they knew that like, if y'all look at 1970, we can see how our consumer market went up like crazy, and it's because the women came into the consumer force. 80% of the debt is y'all. Most of the consumer base is y'all. Like, and they realize if we keep these women single and we we incentivize them to divorce, we incentivize them to break up with their husbands and stuff, then we're going to make way more money. And so like this is why we have to let men lead again, and like I push a lot of men into laws and then changing a lot of things, but this is going to be very debated than what we're about to talk about. What about abortion, guys? What do y'all think about abortion? Or no, actually, what would y'all be okay with in the states where abortion is legal for a guy to be able to sign his rights over? So that means that he would not have to pay child support from 1 to 18 if he did that. Would you be okay if in the states where there is abortion, a guy can sign his rights away?
Yeah, you should be able to choose what you want to do.
What do you think?
In the states where there is abortion,
Yeah.
would I
Talk
be
closer.
okay with him?
Talk a little closer.
In the states where there's abortion, would I be okay with men being able to sign their rights away?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't understand what abortion has to do with them signing their rights. Because
I'll bring it all back. I'll bring it all back in a second. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if he's gonna sign his rights away, then he should still pay child support or something.
No, well, that's the whole point of it. He would not pay child support then. So.
Oh no.
Then no. Yeah. What do you think?
No.
No. What do you think?
Ask me that question again.
If in a state where their abortion is legal, should the guy also be able to sign his rights away?
Yeah, I think there should be a conversation in both. With a woman going through it with an abortion, if she wants to do that, okay, and if he wants to sign away his rights, okay.
Yeah,
I think that should be fine.
It's equal, guys, because like what ends up happening is like she gets a choice,
yeah,
and he gets a choice. So that means that if she got pregnant by him and chooses not to abort it, then she has to reconsider. Is he going to sign his rights away though in 9 months whenever I have this baby? So it puts her in check. It makes her go, you know what? I'm not going to do this. And for the most part, there was abortion, for a long time here, and it wasn't equal like that. It was just the woman's choice at all times. I would say now in states like Texas and where abortion is illegal, it's fair now because men didn't have a choice, and now y'all don't have a choice either. And in the states where abortion is legal, I think that guys should be able to sign their rights away so it's fair. And that woman will think twice about having somebody's child then. I don't think that you think twice about it. In the states here, we both got to think about like, shit, I do not want to fuck that girl because we're going to have to drive a whole state away to get rid of it or something. You know what I'm saying? No, I
want to go through that. So it's like, no.
Yeah.
If you're not serious, if we're not talking about marriage, there's even no point in.
Oh, and so like, I want to know what age do y'all, if anybody at this table does want to get married, when do y'all want to get married?
Immediately.
Immediately. What about you?
Maybe late 20s or early 30s.
Late 20s, early 30s.
I don't know. I don't put like a time stamp on it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm right there with you. I don't really put a time frame. I don't know.
You don't know?
It's whenever it's supposed to happen. So.
What about kids? Do you want kids?
Yeah. If we're married, yeah, for sure.
Do you want to have kids?
Eventually.
Eventually. Do you want kids?
Yeah, like she said, eventually, no time soon.
Okay. You have kids?
I have one.
You have one already? Congratulations.
Oh, kids.
No, I have a kid too. I think it's the greatest thing ever. Whenever I want to ask, since y'all all said like you do want to get married, like you do want to have kids, like we can all be honest here and understand like there's a timeline on like the kid thing. There's not a timeline on the marriage thing. Y'all got time, but on the kid thing, like there is a timeline on this. Like y'all can't wait. I mean, it's geriatric pregnant at like 35. Like it's just your eggs are running out. Is there like an age where you really want to have the kid before, or do you plan on getting your eggs frozen so you can do them later?
No, I'm really. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. I'm really not tripping about it, just because for the longest time I didn't even think I could get pregnant. So.
But why? Like, was it a medical issue?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I would freeze my eggs.
You'll freeze them.
Yeah.
Well, you're.
I guess if it became really important to me, I would consider doing it. But for me, kids is not a very important thing in my future right now.
Yeah. Are you want any more? Or you done?
I want more.
You do want more?
Yeah.
No, that's good. Are you if like would you be down to like freeze eggs at 35, 36, 37 for just in case?
No.
No. Poor Jennifer Aniston. She waited too late and then she couldn't do it anymore. The reason why I was bringing it up, you were talking about like your purpose earlier and stuff like that. So, like, one of my big points that I really believe in is that like a man's purpose, and this is like on a natural and a moral level. Okay, like my purpose is to create things. Like I like these buildings that you see, the bridges, um, everything that you see in this world. It was built by men for the most part because we like to create things. Like look at even inventions, like some of the greatest inventions of our time and stuff. It was men creating things. That's just what we were meant to do. Nature put us on this planet to create. We may be disposable, like I was saying, but damn, are we good at creating things? Making sticks into axes and all types of crazy shit. Now, but I would be a really sad guy though if I made it to 40 and 50 years old and say I didn't create anything. Like say I just worked a 9 to 5 every day and I just did my job and I came home and I played video games and jacked off to porn and I just didn't do anything in my life, I'd be depressed as fuck. Because at 50, 60, it'd be like your whole point, you had all that time when you were 20s and 30s to sit there and build and create and you did nothing, you loser. Look at you. This is why you're depressed at 50, 60. And so like this is why I'm really crazy about creating things. I create this podcast. I've had multiple businesses. I'm really crazy about creating stuff because that's my purpose. That's what I'm here to do. But for y'all, for women, it's a little bit different. Like y'all's entire purpose is to create life, because I can't do that. I can't pop a baby out of my butthole. Like y'all can create life, okay? And since y'all can create people, literal humans, it is literally morally and on a natural and moral level. Even on a religious level. This is what you were meant to do. It was to create children and families. Y'all are hardwired to be super social people, and it's not just to have fun and party and go on vacations and do all this cool stuff. It's to build families and communities. Like that's why you are such hyper social beings and really good at raising kids and really good at being emotionally intelligent. This was all for a reason. It was designed by God for a reason. So like whenever y'all really find that you make it to 40 and 50 years old, if we look at the saddest demographics in America, if we look at who is on the most antidepressants, it's 40 and 45 and up single women. And it's because there's a lot of women, especially in these next coming generations, that are going to be coming to terms with the fact that they did not fulfill their purpose on earth. And you can go on vacations with your girls and you can have all that stuff, but who's going to be around your deathbed when you're dying is really what matters. Okay, it really is what's going to matter at the end of the day. And if we can teach other women and we can show everybody in this world that the nuclear family, that building families again is really the path, then we could change the world one person at a time. Like, and the powers that be, guys, they want y'all single so fucking bad. Like they make so much money off of y'all staying single, like so much. And the nuclear family is destroyed. Look at our country right now. Look at what's happening in the schools. Just look at everything, and we see ruin, and we see depression, and we see anxiety, and we see all this stuff, and nobody does anything about it. And there is something that you can do about it, and it starts with yourself. I teach a mentorship, and one of the main things, a lot of the guys that come into my mentorships, I teach them a lot about inner game. And the first thing whenever they come to my inner game course is you need to fix the problems in your own fucking heart.
Yeah.
Because how do I teach a man to love a woman if he doesn't love himself?
Say that. You can't pour from an empty cup.
But
you're supposed to be overflowing.
But what's crazy is I do this panel with the ladies because I find that I have a lot of ladies here in Dallas too that have the same issue. Where and it always goes back to tit for tat, guys. Like me and my girl, we're fully devotional to each other. And we're so devotional because it's what do you need? 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 It should never be, oh, you did this for me, you do this for me, you do this for me. No. It's always constant devotion. Jesus didn't sit there and tell the guy after he washed his feet, wash my feet now.
Right.
That's not what love is. Love is devotion. And like the thing is, the reason why devotion is so cool is because under devotion, being devotional to somebody is respect and love. And what we talked about earlier, you got to show men respect to show them love. That's how we see love is respect. So if y'all ever have a guy, and we understand that the powers that be put y'all in certain situations where you are doing better today. 60% of women graduate from college, 40% men. in major cities, women out earn most men, or in most major cities, women out earn men. Okay, so since we understand the math of the situation right now, that y'all are going to be doing better than most men. Okay, it's just the math of it. It sucks. So y'all are going to have to do 50-50 bills and shit like that because y'all are pushed up by society right now, propped up and doing better.
Mhm.
So y'all need to learn that if you do get into a 50-50 relationship, you get anything like that, if you can just humble yourself enough to still respect that man, like he's the king of the house, and like even though it's 50-50, he's more than that to you, y'all can have a really good solid relationship. And there's guys that if you can, there's certain guys that you can bet on and you'll win. And like it's not based off of drive, it's based off of problem solving. If they're a good problem solver, this is the guy you can bet on. And like a lot of times y'all bet on the wrong dudes. You do build a man with the wrong guys. You need to do build a man with a guy that has a lot of problem solving ability. Who are the guys that have that the most? Blue collar workers. They're the best. And guess what? In 10 years, they're going to be a journeyman running their own crew, running their own shop. So like, yeah, it's just all about choices at the end of the day. A lot of
could be greedy.
yeah, yeah. It's just all about discerning. Like one of the big things I talk about on this channel is that like y'all weren't built to discern. That y'all were never made to discern. For thousands of years, your father, your uncle, and your brother helped you discern men. You were never doing it on your own. So if y'all feel like y'all are having a hard time picking through men, it's because you were never meant to do it. You were never. It was something that you need to be protected from because guys lie through their fucking teeth. Like that's what guys will lie to get pussy all day long. So that's why y'all always need to be protected and have other men. Like mate guarding isn't just a partner thing. Mate guarding is something your father does. Mate guarding is something that your brother does, that your cousins, your uncles do. Mate guard. We always had to mate guard women because trauma is what trauma destroys women, but sometimes it builds men. For men, if a man goes through trauma, it can happen two ways. Either he's gonna fucking end up fucking dead because he's disposable, or it's gonna make him a fucking king. If a woman goes through trauma, that shit goes into our kids. That is directly going into your children, and that's why guys care so much about youth and somebody that hasn't slept around or had a bunch of trauma. That's the only reason why it goes into your children. But if a guy's never gonna have kids with you, I don't see why he would ever care about it, honestly. But
let's get these two chats.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know we had any. My bad. Question: why do ladies want respect? Yeah, why do y'all want respect? Go with you.
I said honesty.
Hey, she said honesty. Yeah. Why do you want respect?
I mean, why not? It's very, very important. If someone doesn't respect you, how do they love you if they don't respect you? If they don't care about your feelings and your boundaries, how can they love you?
Yeah, I mean, it's so like when the guy is like the shit. Like, actually, I'm gonna do that as like the last thing in just a second. We're gonna do a little segment that I call "Who's the Prize" in a second, and I'll explain exactly what you just said. What about you though? Question: why do ladies want respect?
I think like in order to really love somebody, you have to have respect.
You have to have respect for them.
Definitely.
What do you think?
He's asking about personally, like for me, right?
I don't know. I think he was
just in
asking all
general.
three of y'all because y'all all brought up respect, or
Right,
three
right.
of y'all did.
Well, I say respect because it's really just because, like you said before, I've been disrespected before. So now it's
By
like
the wrong guys, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I just say that now I need to be respected, and
It's mandatory.
yeah.
Yeah. What was another one? He said, question: can you ladies live with a man for the rest of your life without marriage?
Yes.
Yep.
No.
Yes, but not preferably.
Not preferably.
No.
No.
I've tried it and I'm not doing it unless we're married now. So no.
Okay, you got to get married if you're gonna live with a guy.
Yeah.
Okay. No. So, ladies, like one of my favorite things I like to bring up, because, like I would say that it is like I wouldn't want to respect a guy either. Like we were saying, if he's not a leader and stuff. But if he's a leader, he 1,000% deserves the respect way more. I'll explain why. If y'all, who's the prize to y'all? Do you think the man or the woman is?
Both are.
Both are. What do you think?
I think both can be a prize if you complement each other.
Okay. What do you think?
I would say both too, but the women at the same time.
Yeah. What do you think?
Both are the prize.
Both are the prize? Okay. So I like to do this one, ladies, because I honestly think it's completely the men. Obviously, only the men that are worth it, though, because most men are, ain't shit today. But I'm going to say, like, there's a certain amount of men that are definitely the prize. I'll explain why, though.
He didn't tell us to not bite that apple.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, that was one of the beta dudes that fucked that one up. Adam was a beta. So if we have an island, ladies, and there's like 100 men on the island, and there's another island with 100 women, okay? The one with 100 men has one girl, and the one with 100 women has one man. Which one is going to repopulate the fastest?
Neither one, right?
No, if one has
need
100
you need
women,
both.
one has 100 men. Huh?
Oh, the women will,
The one with 100 women will, right?
Because
Yeah.
a man can get
All
of them
them pregnant.
pregnant.
Yeah,
And
in
a
1
woman
year.
can only be pregnant, for 9 months, and then she has.
Yeah. Yeah, so because of that, men create more life.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all create life, but a man creates more life. The guy who had the most kids, 700 or 888. The woman with the most kids, 69.
Mhm.
So men create way more life. Especially, obviously, only a top tier guy could do something like that. But because of that 1 point me, men are the prize in that category. Now look at who is the gatekeeper of relationships. Who's the gatekeeper of sex, ladies?
Women.
Yeah, y'all are the gatekeepers of sex because if anybody tries to get in your vagina without you saying yes, it's grape. It's not allowed. But a guy can lead you on for 6 months and he never wanted to be in a relationship with. Like he just led you on the whole time. Like he's never going to give you the relationship. You know, who puts the ring on your finger? The man does. He's putting the ring on your finger. He's deciding to marry you. So because of those things, the man is the prize in those aspects as well. If we look at what society needs today, we do we need masculinity or do we need femininity? What is a need in society constantly? We constantly need masculinity. That's why women are acting masculine. Y'all have to go to work. Masculinity is a need for us to be able to the economy to make more and more money.
Yeah.
It's a need. So when y'all find a man that is in his masculinity, he's the prize.
Yeah.
Fourth thing. So um supply and demand. Is there more beautiful women or is there high value men? Which one is there more of?
Beautiful women.
There's way more beautiful women than there are high value men. So because of that, supply and demand shows that the man is the prize and worth more value. So because of that, ladies, men are the prize. The whole point of that example is that when y'all meet a guy that's that guy, as I say, just treat him like the damn prize because he is. Just treat him like the prize. I'm telling you, it's worth it. But
We can tell, but we can treat
will.
each other like we're both.
well, no, it's
prize.
always going to be mutual, but I just can't express to y'all that enough that, like, if
Oh, well-
he's that guy, he's going to change your whole life and he's going to give you
yeah, for
everything you ever
sure.
wanted, you know?
For sure.
It's only if
yeah.
he's that guy, though. Only if he's that
Only.
guy.
You're right.
But first, we got to learn how to discern between
Mhm.
that guy and the shitty guy, you know? But no, ladies, thank you all so much for coming. I'm going to close it up with our last questions really quick. This was a really good panel, honestly, because none of y'all came on the show before and, like, it was still really chill because usually if nobody, like, I usually have return guests, and if any of y'all would ever like come back, I would love for y'all to. And like usually the return guest kind of like helps me out by taking my side on things. But I was a little scared coming into this one with no allies on my side. But it worked out really good, guys. I'm really happy that this was a good show. My last question is just what did y'all think of the show? Would you ever come back? And did anything resonate with y'all? That was like a good point, so I can make sure to bring it up on other shows. We'll start with you on this one. What'd you think? And would you come back?
Yeah. It was very.
And
It was very chill. I love the vibe. Vibes are great. I'm still here. I do enjoy that. Nobody talked over one another. That's
super respectful,
so
guys.
lovely.
Very respectful.
In a pod for sure. And yeah, I will come back for sure. And what was that last?
Anything resonate? Anything cool that you liked or no?
Yeah. The debatable, the debatables. We didn't really get a chance to go deep because in our podcast we be going deep.
We go a little deeper than that. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come on your podcast sometime if you ever want to guest. I would love to come on. Yeah.
For sure. Please come on. We have no problem with that. You are welcome. But yeah, it was like a lot of things was very. I was on your side a few times.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no, I also love to tell y'all, ladies, like there's 3 books I got a lot of this from: Alpha God by Hector Garcia, Marty Hazelton, Hormonal, and Dr. David Buss, Evolution of Desire. He also wrote a few other books like The Murderer Next Door, Why Women Have Sex. Like there's so many really good books out right now that are evolutionary psychology books. Like these guys that learn evolutionary psychology and they just do studies all day long. Like Dr. David Buss's study was across 37 cultures across the world. So it's like we can't argue against this type of stuff because
I love
it's so cool.
your logic and your statistics of it, but it's like I really did like the fact that we just all had our own opinions. You know what I'm saying? And we just it was just kind of like it was a great vibe
Yeah.
between all of us, I believe.
Oh yeah, no, because y'all guys also understand everything that we say. Like y'all can always be an exception to the rule, and
Yeah,
then
for sure.
also, none of this stuff is a straitjacket. Like
Yeah,
none of the shit that
exactly.
I just said was like this is how it is.
Yeah,
This no,
facts. Yeah,
like the whole
yeah.
point of it is
I
that
think every
it's
relationship is their own story.
yeah. Well,
But
the whole point of these stats and stuff is it's just a tool belt.
Yeah.
It's just a tool belt, or it's just a tool chest. And every once in a while, you're gonna have an issue in a relationship, or you're gonna be trying to date a guy and you're confused about something, and you might need to go grab a little tool from the toolbox,
Right.
and just the hammer, and be like, well, let me make sure, I know what I'm doing right here, and that's it. Like you don't. These are just facts. Like it's supposed to be called a praxeology.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you want solutions, like if these are all description, all those books, if y'all read those books, it's all descriptive of how people are. But then also you need prescriptions for life. And where do you get prescriptions from? Ephesians and Corinthians, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's books of the Bible that tell you
Talk about it.
perfectly how to do relationships and all these things.
Yeah.
So if Proverbs is amazing too. So if you really concentrate on the Bible is the best for prescriptions, and use Dr. David Buss and all these other people for descriptions, you can have a perfect view of life and know exactly how to move through the world.
Yeah.
But you don't know it if you can't know if you don't
do your
know.
homework.
Yeah, you can't know better if you can't do better if you don't know better. Okay.
For sure.
But
Knowledge is power.
yeah, but what about you? What do you think of the show? Would you come back to anything resonate?
Yes, I would come back to the show. I liked it a lot. I think we had great conversations, and like she said, I like how everyone respected each other and each other's opinions and stuff like that. And the relationship talk, it did resonate with me a lot. As a young woman, I've had a lot of relationship issues or just issues with picking the wrong men, and I would like to go like deeper into it next time.
Yeah, I want you to know, because you're young and stuff too. Like I do free coaching for all women that come on the panel. Okay, so like if you ever need help discerning or anything, I want you to understand I'm like a brother, y'all. The reason why I can say a lot of this stuff and I don't care is because like I got a really beautiful girl at home. I don't have to lie to y'all to get sex from y'all. Okay, I will tell y'all the full honest truth, like a brother, like a cousin, like an uncle, because I don't. There's nothing for me to gain lying to y'all. Nothing at all. Most of these guys are gonna lie to y'all because they want sex, honestly. But I'm never gonna do that for y'all because like I said, I got a beautiful girl. It's not a big deal to me. So if you ever need help discerning, don't feel free to send me a DM. Like what do you think about this guy's profile? Like what do you think about him? Like I will help you. Or be like, he said this on the first day or something. I will help you out. I don't want y'all to have trouble discerning because you need a man to help you know if he's a fuckboy or not. A lot of these guys use y'all's hypergamy against y'all, use all types of shit against y'all to make you think they're rich or all types of shit. You need help. You can't always do it on your own. And you can do it on your own after you've gone through 50 bodies and you learned a bunch, but then you've gone through so much bullshit. Like, is it really worth it? It's like, God damn, I had to do all that just to learn what a good guy was.
Right.
But yeah, what about you? What do you think of the show? Would you ever come back to anything resonate? And thank you so much for coming on too, because I know you've been on a lot of other podcasts, Fresh and Fit, Eight at Table and stuff. I really was curious of what you would think about this show compared to the others that you've done, because you've done so much, But yeah, what did you think?
Well, I really liked it. It's a really good vibe. Everyone's respectful. I think like we respected each other's opinions without attacking each other, which is like important. Like the other said, I would like to go a little deeper. But overall, I think it's like a good atmosphere. It's
Thank
really
you so
nice.
much.
You're
Are you here in
welcome.
Dallas? Would you ever come back?
Yeah, I like Dallas.
No. Do you live in Dallas though?
No, I'm from Jersey.
Okay. Well, next time you come back to Dallas, like I would love for you to come back on, please.
Yes, definitely. I would come back on for sure.
No, thank you. And what about you? What do you think?
I enjoyed the show. You definitely opened up my eyes to a few more things. I'm already pretty open to things, but you definitely opened up my eyes, and I loved how everybody had their own opinions, and we respected that, and we just vibed. So it was pretty dope.
Yeah, no.
And I definitely would come back.
Hell yeah.
Especially if we can get deeper. Let's
Yeah,
get
no.
deeper in
I
it,
would love
sure.
to. And what would be really cool? I would
Get
love
deeper
for
on
one of the
nerd
girls.
talk.
I would love for one of the girls to come back, actually, because I'm really encouraging reading these books, because I want to debate somebody that's read the book so we can
Yeah,
go
I
back
got
and forth.
though. I got
Please,
you.
please do it, because I just can't express y'all how good these. You listen to them on Audible at 1.75 or 2 times speed. It's like it's not that hard to listen to them, and every 30 seconds you're like, oh my god, that's a crazy stat. Oh my god, that's a crazy. Like the whole book is like that. Seriously. And like, I would love for y'all to just go check out the source. Like, I kind of get shot for being the messenger a lot, and it's just like, I'm not no doctor, bro. Like, I didn't go to college, guys. Like, I was a high school dropout. Okay, I definitely am not the guy like to learn. I'm definitely not the guy to learn from everything. Go read the actual source material. This is for everybody watching too, guys. Go read the source material. Like, I can't express to y'all that you're not gonna really learn this stuff if you only read one side. Like, a lot of the people in the red pill space, a lot of people online, they kind of pick and choose. They like cherry pick what they like the most, you know. And go read it yourself so you can cherry pick the ones that you like the most. Okay, like don't let like I only choose certain ones because they're like or for relationships, which I'm pushing. So obviously I'm gonna pander a little bit, you know, towards relationships, but that's just who I am, guys. But no, I really appreciate everybody for coming. Everybody like the video, please, on y'all's way out. I really appreciate everybody. But yeah, shout out to Donnie, shout out to Johnny. I really appreciate everybody, man. Anybody, we actually have a couple slots open for emergent values mentoring right now. Anybody that's actually interested in that, please send me a DM on Instagram, just info. And we only have a few slots open, but if you're down, send me a DM and we might be able to get you in. But yeah, guys, we will see y'all later, man. Go add these beautiful ladies, though. Go bless them for driving all the way out here. But peace the fuck out. Let's go.
What? Who do you know, motherfucker? Hey.